You won't learn how to swim if you read a book on it. How do you learn how to swim? You go in the pool. You learn the techniques and all that. To play soccer, to do even driving. You can read books, K53, but how will that help you? Unless you
when
apply.
You're there.
You understand. It's another story. You get what I'm saying? People don't realize the biggest universe in the whole world. University of YouTube. Whatever you want to learn is on YouTube.
Bro.
Because basically I feel like we teach ourselves most of the time. We basically go to lectures or to, just for the sake of attendance. We don't go because we feel like, I don't understand. Let me go home and go start YouTube myself. You see.
You are watching the EduKnowledge Exchange podcast show, the place where we share, learn and engage with students, graduates and experts on their academic journeys. From personal challenges to inspiring success stories, we uncover the real experiences behind university and college life. Have you ever wondered what truly goes on in the minds of students and graduates? The struggles, the breakthroughs, the game-changing tips that can transform your academic journey? We bring you raw experiences, expert advice, and unfiltered conversations to help you navigate university life like a pro. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into the ultimate knowledge exchange.
Greetings everyone, welcome back to EduKnowledge Exchange podcast, and today we have our guest Rashidi Ngamani. You're welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here on the show.
Yeah, we are pleased to host you.
Thank you.
So we're going to start with a small quick game. It's going to be an icebreaker so we get to know our guest. Anyway, so the name of the game is 30-second lecture. So you're just going to give us like some insight, like explain the words in depth as if you're explaining to a 5-year-old child.
Okay.
So the first word, these words obviously relate to your career and your course that you're studying. The first word is balance sheet.
Oh, the balance sheet is basically you want to know like the assets equals the owner's equity plus liabilities. Basically, another word is called the statement of financial position in accounting.
Okay, so give a financial position.
Like basically you want to know the financial position, like where the company is right now in the long term. So so it has to satisfy the equation. Assets equals the owner's equity plus liabilities.
Second word is revenue.
Revenue basically income that the total revenue for the year that the company makes that you'll find in the income statement.
You find it okay.
Yes.
Second word is intangible. Third word is intangible.
Intangible or tangible?
Intangible.
Intangible is something that you cannot like touch. Tangible is something that you can touch physically.
Okay, so what can be? Give us an example.
Something that is intangible, I would say, because you see, you get current and non-current assets. For example, something that's intangible is basically like retained income. You see, it's not like you physically have it, but it's there. If you know what I mean.
It's there.
Yeah, it's
it's gonna come in the long run.
Yeah, because it's like the income that you did not spend that you have more, that you'll get also in the balance sheet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell us more about liquidation. Liquidation
is basically when you convert all your assets into cash. Like when a company goes into liquidation, it means like it's basically bankrupt. So you need to pay all its creditors, people they owe.
Okay. Lastly, explain cash flow.
Cash flow is the money, the inflow and the outflow of cash in the business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Really?
I don't say that a 5-year-old would understand you, but
really?
You did explain yourself quite well.
I tried my best, because I was like, what do a 5-year-old be doing with accounting?
Come on. They're smart 5-year-olds. Don't underestimate our children, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so obviously you are studying accounting.
Yes.
Tell us more about accounting. What year are you doing and why specifically did you choose accounting?
Oh, because the reason I chose accounting was also my father was also like a lecturer in accounting, and I actually enjoyed like doing accounting, like cooking the books, working with numbers was really my thing. And also working with math. People can call me a nerd or whatever, I don't care, because
so you consider yourself a nerd?
That's what they say.
That's what people say.
That's what they say, but I don't see. No, I just say I'm a chill guy. I just like minding my own business, doing my own thing.
Nonchalant guy.
Yeah, nonchalant, chill vibes, I've been using the word nonchalant always, but it's something that doesn't come now, but I realize.
Okay.
So I've always been that guy. Remember the chill guy memes? I've always been him, Bro is him, so calm.
Okay. Yeah. So tell us about, accounting. Yeah. Why did you find it fun? Do you think that you'd recommend somebody to study accounting, and why?
I would say exactly, accounting should have a passion for it, basically, because accounting is going to be times where you have to be very, persistent. You have to persevere, because sometimes your books, your your debits will not actually always equal to your credit. So you must find the error and you must look for
Balancing everything.
exactly. That's the best thing accounting. If your account balances, then you know you're doing the
You're
right
good.
thing.
When
You
your
understand?
account does not
Then
balance,
you know it's not make
headache.
sure it's a headache. So people like get very nervous and
I remember I was doing grade 9, and
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I didn't do accounting because everything never balanced.
balanced your balance sheet.
Things never balanced on my balance sheet. And I would ask my sister when we were studying together because she did accounting. And I asked her, Nadine, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like things are not
Your
balancing,
assets
it's not
doesn't
making
equal to-
sense.
equal to-
She'd be like, no, just open your eyes, you can see.
Like even the trial balance, I don't know about the trial balance, where your debits must equal to your credits. That's
Yeah.
where it all starts. Because you also get the accounting cycle. Where it starts from
know
the
about the
payment and
accounting
that.
cycle,
You see.
yeah.
So really it gives a lot of people trauma and all that.
It does,
You know.
especially in grade 9, man.
You
I think
understand?
if we have better people who explain accounting better, I
Exactly.
think it's just gonna be
Yeah.
better for us. I don't know.
Yeah, we try to simplify it, accounting, but as when you're done with school, like when you go to university, they start from scratch. They say whatever you learned in high school,
we put it aside.
you basically and then now you learn, because now there are people who did not do accounting at
Who
school.
also qualify for the
You
course.
see, understand, and then they start from scratch. So if you know, it's a good as an advantage, but if you don't
I
know,
noticed that
you get
also,
that. So
yeah.
now that's why they start from scratch, and that's a good thing. Then you can build on that. Like I tell when I'm teaching my students, when you start building the house, what you start with the foundation. So if your foundation is solid, then you can start
Everything's
building.
gonna be good.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I also not even like when I'm doing a business degree.
Yes.
So in our business degree, there's also accounting involved,
Yes.
and all the people who did accounting in high school,
Yes.
this is like
It's like
nonsense.
easy.
This is like
You
nothing
see-
for them.
you see, it's-
But us, you didn't do accounting. Hey,
It's a
I'm
big
still
thing.
there in class. I'm still struggling.
You
I'm still
see?
trying to balance things
You
the same thing that I
Yeah.
tried to balance in grade 9.
Yeah.
I'm still doing it now. Guys,
see?
hey,
It's
this
not make
world is
sure.
not fair, guys.
It's not fair.
It's not make sure. But anyways, what can we do? We strive and we
have
push
to
on.
strive. You have to persevere. Like I said, you have to persevere. Many people they want to say they want to be like rich or be successful, but they don't want to put in the hard work. The saying, the adage that says, "You reap what you sow."
Yes, sir.
So you can't expect a salary if you don't work.
Absolutely.
So that's why we gotta have to, be persevere.
So tell us, where are you studying at and what year are you doing?
Basically, I'm doing like e-learning via UNISA. I'm studying online UNISA.
Okay.
And one thing, the reason why I chose UNISA is because UNISA is quite affordable. So the fees are actually less than 20k, like 14,000 a month. Not month, a year, would you believe it?
Oh.
And UNISA is actually the biggest, university in Africa.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently,
I
yeah,
thought
really.
it was like
Yeah.
the biggest in South Africa, but the biggest in Africa.
Really? Yeah, because it's also globally recognized. The way people are looking it down, but it's actually globally recognized.
Yeah. So
And
tell
people-
us more about like how you applied to UNISA.
I applied via, because you see, the thing is, when I finished my matric, I didn't actually, I had a problem with my documentation. So I would go to apply. I got accepted to many universities, UCT, UWC. But we see with UWC, before you can even apply, you need to submit the visa. So I didn't have the visa. So what I needed to do, I needed a visa. Like even for UCT, I got it, but I didn't have a visa. I got accepted, but I didn't have a visa. So they had to actually recheck my application. I got it, I got the offer I could accept, but at the end of the day, because of no visa, no study. So now I went to my friend's brother. He was doing also accounting via UNISA. So he said, yeah, we can help you with the application. Only thing you have to pay, 150 rand. You say once you pay your registration, application so cheap. You have your student number, you set for life. And then I went there, and it came to the point where they asked about documentation. I put my passport number, boom, they accepted. And I got accepted quickly like that. Not MBT or what. But before I was doing accounting, I'm doing taxation. I was doing mathematical science because I really like maths. So I changed my course because I like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You were doing mathematical science.
Yes, and then I changed it because I realized if I'm doing mathematical science, the only thing I'll be doing is being a teacher. So I'm like, I'd rather do something realistic, accounting. If you know what I mean.
Something more realistic.
Yeah, if you know
So tell us about you said you are doing accounting. You
Yes.
haven't even mentioned to us what year you are doing.
Oh,
But then
yes. You say second year.
you're doing second year,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what year were you doing of mathematics science?
Because you see, when I went straight from school, I didn't know what to study. I was just like, let me do math, because I wanted to do. People were recommending because I was doing. I don't want to boast about, but I did exceptionally well in maths.
Oh, wow.
My trick year, 90%.
Oh, what? 90%? That's crazy, bro. 90%.
Yeah, but I don't want to glaze myself, actually.
Absolutely, you should.
No, you have to be modest.
You know how many of us achieve 90%? See, that is out of the world. Like,
Yo.
I can't even count people. Like, you're the first person. Good to meet you, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So, you thought mathematical science.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, so but basically what I tried, and I saw that I need to, how can I say, man, try to complement, you see, with accounting, because you see anything actually, I try to use logic in, because there's a
Okay.
logic in everything, I know not everyone sees things the same way that I see.
Absolutely.
But I try to let people, open their eyes.
Because I think somebody who did like mathematical science would have preferred to do maybe engineering, something engineering, mechanical engineering, what, like, bro. So accounting, why accounting though?
Accounting, like I told you, I have a passion for it, because
Yeah,
apply.
absolutely,
Because
the
even
passion.
finances, we have to budget for everything. We can't just overspend, or because at the end of the day, you want to know how much money you have at the end of the day, end of the month, and you want to know where your money is going. So I feel like accounting is relevant. Everything that we know has costs in it.
Absolutely.
So it's basically a thing like even calculating profit is important when you have a business or anything.
So yeah, and I know that we do need accountants I think everybody needs a little accounting skills.
Exactly.
In your life or in your business and
True.
in everything that you might do. So also tell us like there's chartered accounting, auditing, all of that stuff that make accounting so complex.
Yes.
But when you decide to, okay, I want to major or I want to specialize in something, what do you think you'd want to specialize in?
Basically, I would just say just to be like almost like an auditor. Like if you can become an auditor, maybe work for the SICA. I don't even know that, the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, and that you can actually open many doors. And once you do your what you call it now, you see your what's that thing called now? The modules, man, not that thing, man. Yeah, it's like tests that they do. I forgot what they call it exactly. Nah? That once you finish those tests, you actually can go very far. Like because now you have to take certain amount of tests to be an accountant.
Okay.
You see, like even to be a CA, it's like it's
on
once
the accounting
respected.
board.
Yes, be part of the accounting board, basically. Yeah.
Eesh. Those are big things, bro.
Yeah,
Those are big things. And I think also that there are a lot of like people who like limit themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, people that limit themselves.
Exactly.
And I'm just so happy to hear you, an overachieved individual. Or
I try. I have to be modest. You can't just, be like, show.
Everyone else.
You have to be humble.
Oh, wow,
You
yeah.
have to keep
It's
it
good
low.
to be humble.
You have to keep it low key. You see, you understand what I'm saying, man? You see, because now, from the old saying in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So you just have to like realize that I want to be a CEO. I want to be at this point, but now how do I get there?
Yeah.
You see, everyone wants that position, that title, but now when the responsibilities, the extra hours and all that, they don't want to make the sacrifices.
Absolutely.
Your social life, your leisure time, everything you have to.
Even in the
sacrifice.
workplace, also like you see managers, and everybody will tell, I want to also be like the manager. Or the manager, what is the manager so special about? The manager puts in extra time, the closing and opening of the store,
like they say,
making sure everything like is proper, in
like
order.
They say, the manager is the first one to come, the last one to leave.
Yeah.
So people don't want to
Believe
realize,
it
and
or
the stress and all the pressures on them, because at the end of the day, when the auditors or people have to come, the manager has to make
You
sure
have to-
why is there trading stock deficit,
You
why
can
is there
answer to
more,
every
you see,
question.
and all that, and make sure that everything is in a line, because the shareholders want to know what's happening to their money at the end of the day,
And
that's
the
what
manager is
considered.
apparently in charge of
Exactly.
making sure that the money is spent well and the money all comes back in.
True, and they have to think of creative ways to make more sales and what. So now and also accounting is all about creativity also. You need to think of how the discount. Like I've seen this other meme that's happening now recently about this clicks. I don't know if you saw, where they say if you buy one pack of toilet paper, it's gonna cost 115 rand. Now you buy 2 packs, it's 90 rand. Per pack each. So people it's a whole debate, like if you don't do maths, you wouldn't understand and all that. So there's a lot of misconceptions, you see. So there's a lot of those marketing strategies that happen that people actually don't realize that you think you're paying less, but you're actually paying more, but they're making money, you understand? Because they want to basically sell more. The more they sell, the more money they make, you see.
Absolutely. And even, believe it or not, the 90 rand is a lot of profit on the end already.
Exactly.
So you paying 115 rand, even more profit for
you see,
them.
even now with these cards like this, this extra saving cards and that, you're not actually saving, you're not even making, because at the end of the day, you're buying more. They want you to buy more. You don't realize
this is a marketing strategy for them to keep the track of what you're doing, what you're buying, when you're buying.
And why do you think you get random calls from people? Hey, can you introduce you? Because they're selling you information. Even when you're going to public Wi-Fi, you put your details there. They're giving it to the information people out there. And you ask, how did you get my number? You can remember, you put your number there for free Wi-Fi. You're selling your information. You see? You get that?
The world is a scam.
Exactly.
But also, tell us about how you were empowered by people, because you spoke about your friend who you went to and helped you to apply at UNISA. You spoke about your father who inspired you because he was an accounting lecturer. So tell us about how, you were empowered by the people who came before you.
Basically, I was empowered. I could say like my mother, she's, also a woman of empowerment. Like she tried also her best, basically raising me and my brother. Like it was very tough for her, but she managed at least. I could say like she's basically like my role model. Like she's very, how can I say, she has that tenacity. Like she doesn't give up easily. Like no matter what, she will try.
I think we can commemorate African moms.
The way they are, they don't take no for an answer. Like she was basically the one, like I wanted to take a gap year and all, but she's like, no, I will by any means try to make you start to see you. But what I also believe is that parents also live their lives vicariously through us.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're living their life through, because now they want us to achieve what they couldn't.
Everything that they didn't achieve.
You understand? And then now they believe that education, probably is the only thing that,
they
the key to they can give us and the key to success. But I said there's many other options also.
There are many other options, and I think that our parents are too traditional and they don't believe in those options like entrepreneurship and skills development.
They're very conservative.
They want you must have a degree. You can entrepreneur later.
But they don't realize you can have a degree and be unemployed.
Bro.
The sad reality of South Africa, because now a degree does not guarantee a job, because many people can be studying BA and all that, but at the end of the day, where's it leading you to? That's why many people, they change the course they do, like what I believe also now, like courses like teaching or nursing is like probably a last resort for many people, because they're basically looking just for a job. Like I don't care how I do it, I just want a job. The people don't care.
And if you study those courses, like you are guaranteed most probably a job. And a government job, who wouldn't want a government job?
The perks and all the stuff, living the life, soft life,
bro. Like I have a salary, I have a permanent job. Just everything, like it's it's gonna flow for you.
True.
But also in entrepreneurship, there's that thing of risk taking, and I think, do you ever feel like you took a risk and the risk has been profitable since you started studying accounting?
Yeah, there's been risk, because I also have like my side hustle, like with tutoring. Like I tutor, like almost like my own tutoring business. I feel like also a way we can make money is also through education, like teaching. Like
absolutely.
I never told like my father, when he was in South Africa, he had his own college, like college in Cape Town. So like he basically was teaching people through the college. But because he met wrong people and all, then they basically, how can I say, ripped him off, screwed him over in a way. But they also realized you must choose your right people if you want to go for. Like there's a Swahili saying that says, if you want to walk fast, you walk alone. But if you want to walk far, you walk together.
Absolutely.
So you should try, man, It's also, I'm still trying something now, But I feel like I can't do it alone. I can't teach you.
We can't do anything alone. We need each other. That's the whole concept of Ubuntu. Like you are because I am.
True.
Yeah. So we need to support each other as Black people.
Exactly.
Also, like especially Black youth, we need to empower each other. That's also one of the reasons why I also joined this podcast, because it's a podcast that is by a Black person for the Black people mostly, because it's mostly the Black people that are uninformed.
True.
You see.
True.
So if you knew, like for example, you are uninformed, you came into university, great marks, everything was just on point, but you are uninformed. True. What am I gonna do? What is the next step? What is the best thing for me? Like if you had, I'm not gonna say that I was uninformed, but like if you had people who were there to guide you, mentor you, I'm sure you would have done 100% better. And even more importantly, if you had an EduKnowledge Action podcast there to watch and be like, okay, so whoever said no, studied accounting, she didn't do math, whoever did this, she's studying law, you'd be empowered by fellow youth, you'd be empowered by fellow Black people. I mean, like, you would be empowered, to actually like, okay, fine, I like that one. Let me do some research on this, That's what we encourage.
We must follow up on things. We can't just accept things the way that they are.
Absolutely.
We can't just always just like, this is the way things are done. Will always be done.
I'm just gonna study and be unemployed.
Exactly. So
I'm just
with
gonna
the skills that you learned, you can apply in your life. For example, if you can be a lawyer, you can even be a consultant. If maybe you have a lawyer, you can be a consultant. Maybe someone comes to you with a problem, you can even open your own firm. So now, what you learn, you must try to even create something with it. Don't wait for a job for sitting ducks. Because even if you try to even look for a normal job, maybe we're working at KFC or McDonald's, they'll tell you, sorry, you're overqualified.
You're
can't hire you.
overqualified.
You see? And then now, as time you're waiting at home, time is also going.
That's why the unemployment rate is
It's
so
so
high.
high.
Because there's so many people, especially you have an HR degree. If you have an HR degree, you know that you can swap in and do education
True.
and become a teacher.
People don't realize that. Yeah.
People don't realize that. If you like, there's so many things that you could do.
So much,
with a
so many
degree.
options. So many options.
So many options.
Yeah, so many options.
So also tell us about like UNISA and the opportunities that you've gotten through UNISA, or like how does UNISA support the students?
Yeah, UNISA is very like, especially like during when we were starting, like during COVID, and then they had this thing that, you know, we didn't have access to. Now even they even gave us data and all that, and it's even like how can I say, student wellness, and like if you're not coping or what, you can, there's a hotline there, anything, you know.
Oh, okay. So
And
it's like
lecturer. Yeah,
it's like a traditional
yeah,
university.
Exactly. People like, you don't look down on UNISA. You see, UNISA is one of the most, how can I say, interactive, inclusive universities that they can be. You understand? And it actually opens your eyes and you see that no, man, it's not the only way. Because as long as you have a degree, and it's recognized, you know, globally. It's accredited, basically.
You stand as such an ambassador for UNISA, but also give us some more insight on like your academic journey. How has it been? What are the challenges that you face? Because you know, you can be smart. You can be smart, but university is gonna smack you down.
True, you have to be real. You have to accept failure. Sometimes, obviously, I failed some, you know, tests and that, but it didn't make me why. Because I believe like a couple of marks doesn't, you know, how can I say, make you the person that you are. You know, because now there's many ways to determine your life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Through academics, I had some courses, you know, online courses, you know, tests. Sometimes people get tempted to cheat and all. But end of the day, you know, if you cheat, like my mom said, you cheat yourself.
You're cheating yourself,
You see?
absolutely.
So you have to like try to be very honest, you know, with what you're doing.
And especially you studying accounting, man, it's all about ethics. Like ethics is a very big thing in corporate,
True.
We shouldn't underestimate that thing, you know.
Ethics,
Ethics,
transparency, you know, equality, confidentiality, everything. Like whatever, you know, the left hand must not know what the right hand is doing.
Yeah.
You see, and when you like being kind to someone or what, you don't basically like just, how can I say, go to spread everyone. Like, because I believe these days philanthropy, charity is all about showing people,
social media.
Where's the cameras? Let me show you. See, I'm showing them. I'm giving bread or whatever. And basically, you must basically do it in secret. Like if I'm helping one, I mustn't tell people go there and bread.
In the background.
Because end of the day, you know, you're not helping the person. You basically more blessings. You see, understand? Because many of us, when we give, we expect to receive, but it doesn't work like that. Our blessings are not on earth; it's in heaven. That's what I believe.
Absolutely.
And also, the best way, what I believe, the best way to learn is to teach. So, like they say, Einstein said that if you cannot explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't understand it fully. You see?
Don't do it.
So try your best. Like I know at the beginning of the show, I know I might have maybe caught me off guard, but you know, at least I tried my best to simplify it. Because I'm like, what is a 5-year-old? Unless you're Jaden Smith. You know about Jaden Smith, right? That guy, you know, he was basically studying politics when he was, you know, a small child. So
why politics though, of all topics?
You know, he wanted to know about the world and all that stuff. You know, to him, it seemed like he was a precocious kid. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
But then he realized, hey, you know, you have to realize, come down to your age. It's good to be ahead,
but also it's good to stay
enjoy
in
your youth
reality.
also, you know.
Yeah,
even me, like I would also by being books, people think I didn't have a social life or whatever, you know. But I don't tell them, they're like, you seeing this guy going out, do you ever read books? Or like, yeah, oh, you know. But you must have, there's a difference between destroying your youth and enjoying your youth. So that's why you must be careful, no? That your youth is temporary, but the effects that you have is permanent.
Tell us about how you've enjoyed your youth.
How
have you enjoyed your youth?
I enjoyed it in a responsible way. You know,
in a responsible way, yeah.
Basically, go out with friends, beach, you know, have some leisure time, but at
the same time, come back to your focus.
Exactly. You know, there's time also to read and all that. You know, there's a time for everything. You know, so we have to prioritize, you know, important things.
Does your tutoring like take a lot of time off you?
Basically, like during the day, I tutor. That's like my hustle. Because that's how because I pay. I'm not fun. I pay my own fees.
Okay.
You see, so now tutoring helps pay for my fees, and then I study at night.
At night you study. So are you a night person, not
basically,
a morning person?
You could say that, yeah. But you see, like I said, with UNISA, I'm so free.
You're flexible.
I don't have to like, it's a lecture. Maybe if I couldn't attend a lecture or what, I can always go, probably because most of them also recorded. You can go there.
You can get it.
And you can also, people don't realize the biggest universe in the whole world, University of YouTube. Whatever you want to learn is on YouTube.
Bro.
Because basically, I feel like we teach ourselves most of the time. We basically go to lectures or to, just for the sake of attendance. We don't go because we feel like, I don't understand. Let me go home and go start YouTube myself. You see. So that's what I believe.
YouTube does play a role in the modern world.
Exactly.
Does play a big role in the modern world. But also, does YouTube explain you guys the topics that you do in class in detail? I mean,
yes, it's very concise, I would say. YouTube is concise, that it basically tells you the topic. And one thing with YouTube, you can always pause the video and rewind. But the lecturer, you can't ask him, hey, sir, hold up, take it back a bit. You can't. Yes, it has to go on. You understand what I'm saying?
No, but also like in a traditional school.
Yeah.
You are welcome to ask as many questions as possible.
But you see, right now also I'm also like tutoring at like high school, and I've noticed a lot of kids are very timid. Like they're very shy to ask questions.
Yeah, they want to ask questions.
Yeah, so but they're very, because now they fear about the reaction of the student, like, hey, you bruh, you are dumb, you don't know how to answer this question. You are dumb, how can you not see?
Absolutely.
So they feel like, but they don't realize they fake. That's why as a teacher or tutor, I cannot call my student dumb or what. I just say the student's lazy. I have to use euphemisms. I can't say dumb or whatever, even if they're slow or whatever, but I have to be very patient. Sometimes I don't even watch the movie Karate Kid. So now the sensei was saying there's no such thing as bad learner, only bad teacher. So sometimes as a teacher, you must ask yourself, did I not do enough for the learner?
There's something that you're not doing for the student.
Exactly. So that's why try your best. Like me, I try my best to go slow. Like I ask the learners, do you understand? Because sometimes I feel like teachers or lecturers might be explaining to themselves, not to the learner.
To the learner.
You see, because now
the way you understand in the terminology that you understand is not the child.
You must make someone else understand. You see, once they understand, then you both understand. Because now, if you don't understand, you're gonna also confuse that person and yourself. And so you must make sure what you are saying.
Hey, it seems like it's a very tough thing.
It's very tough.
You tutor like big classes or small classes?
Yeah, basically private or even in a class. Like right now, I would say, I actually like tutor at a high school. No qualification, but I tutor. I help. I teach. I can take care of a class. Like many people are starting to be teaching, and I've been doing that all. Because I believe some things are practical, teaching, nursing, all that.
Yeah,
it's practical. You can't. I can read. Like basically, you won't learn how to swim if you read a book on it. How do you learn how to swim? You go in the pool. You learn the techniques and all that. To play soccer, to do even driving. You can read books, K53, but how will that help you? Unless you apply. You understand. It's another story. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I believe sometimes, not South Africa, but in the world general, sometimes there's experience versus qualifications. So companies are mostly looking for experience more than
over qualifications. But I think also the modern world university is trying to teach us that. But also at the same time, there is a standard for qualification. So your teacher, for example, maybe let's just say he has the lowest qualification. So he has a BA in accounting, right? So he has a bachelor's in accounting. So now your teacher knows what is the qualification, how hard he worked to get his accounting qualification. And now you doing accounting, everything, all of the questions, you throw them to chat. And chat answers the questions for you. Bro.
AI. People are sleeping on AI. They're sleeping on AI.
And then, do you think that your teacher is going to take that assignment?
No. And they can see it. And there's a lot of plagiarism, actually. Like people, and they don't realize that they can identify plagiarism. They can know, if this was written by a human being or AI.
Sometimes they can't.
Yeah, but there was this other meme where I saw on TikTok where it said that, at the end of the things, I can help you with anything further. That's also a way that it makes it obvious.
Because you guys were dumb. You guys use AI in a dumb way.
You can't say they don't.
Guys, come on, man. Okay, so I think we all encouraged to use AI.
Yeah.
But we don't all use AI in a good way.
True.
Or in an ethical way.
Yeah.
You see.
For the purpose it was made.
For the purpose of what it's made. So AI was meant to bring all information together. And then now it's our job to choose from the information and also add your own knowledge. True. So it's the same thing that we had with Google, but it's just in a more simplified form.
And compact.
Yes, you see. Now we we just want to copy from AI,
Copy and
paste in my
paste.
assignment. Copy. That is the biggest mistake that we make as students.
And even my learners, some of them, even if they have a project where they just go to chat
on
GPT.
AI, can you
See,
imagine?
and one thing you must realize that AI is not in its perfection. It's like it's also like learning. Like,
It's a
it's not perfect.
machine.
You see, so it won't exactly get like the answer that
What
you are
you
looking
want.
for. You see, like for example, we always had Siri, like Hey Siri. You know, it's like it's relevant. It's right there. You understand? But we always want a definite exact answer, but we won't always get the
We won't
exact
always get it from a machine, you see.
so that's
So we
why-
have high expectations for
True.
machines, okay?
Mm.
It's our problem. We are the problem.
We are the problem, unfortunately.
Yeah, hey?
Yeah.
So your lecturer has a standard, and then you come with the AI, assignments AI, everything was AI, everything is AI. And then your lecture's like, no, I'm going to fail you the first time, I'm going to fail you the second time, I'm going to fail you the third time.
True.
You see? So even if we are living in the modern world, it took time to get qualifications. Forever, that's going to be like a standard that you must abide by.
True.
But it doesn't mean that you can't be flexible on your own, like I said, what you are doing, you know, teaching on the side, lecturing, tutoring.
Because another way, while I was at school, I would always like work ahead. Like, you know, if maybe we're doing a topic, or we always work ahead. So I would get an idea. Like I always encourage my learners, if you're done with work or you feel like they're working at a slow pace, work ahead. Even finish. So like my Afrikaans teacher, she gave us a textbook. She said, guys, do all the taal in the handbook. Do all the languages.
question.
You see. So now finish it if you have to. But you know, you're not doing a teacher favor, you're doing yourself, because everything you're doing it for yourself, for your future.
yourself,
Because like
yeah.
we feel like we go to school or what to impress our parents. But our parents like, guys,
It's for
I'm
your
not
future.
gonna be here forever. What you gonna do when I'm not here? Because you must understand the way your parents teach you, the way your aunties and uncles teach you differently. You understand? So now when you're teaching someone, what I believe, you're actually teaching them to not need you anymore.
Absolutely.
You see? Because now imagine I have to hold you hand every time.
Imagine
Go.
if you have to tutor the same students from grade R till grade whatever.
I don't mind tutoring them, but I'm just saying I want to teach them to think, not to follow.
Yeah.
Question. Like me, I'm a very inquisitive person. So I also expect them to ask me questions. I can't just be talking blah, 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 and then just the whole time.
Okay,
Because better than just look at me and I'm like, when there's silence, there's something wrong. Because either you don't understand, I'm going too fast, or so you tell me, if I'm going too fast, I don't understand, hold up, then I will answer. Because now in university, you've seen most of the lecturers, they just be talking all the time, people just following, blah, blah, blah. And you know,
when they exit the lecture room,
they feel like they haven't
Dolo.
learned. You see, that's why I feel like it must be you must ask the lecturer like questions. You highlight mistakes. Like me, I don't mind someone highlighting my mistake. But people don't like it when you highlight their
a lot
mistake.
of people,
You see, so-
especially somebody with a whole degree and you have no degree.
They feel like
bro.
you're undermining them or something.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. This has been a very, very good episode, sir. We are good. We are happy to have hosted you.
Thank you.
Can you just say some last minute words to our viewers?
Okay. What I like to basically say is that you guys should not give up. You should always in life, you should always like push on. Don't just like always feel like, oh, you know, this is the end of the world. Like I told my learners yesterday, like he was doing like trigonometric identity. So now you felt like you were stuck. You got to a point like, sir, how do I get this to this? I was like, if you're feeling stuck, think of a maze. You know what's a maze, right? Yeah. So now if you feel like you're stuck, you start going
Go back
to the
again.
beginning, then you look
Then you
another
start
route.
again.
Then you're like, oh, I didn't realize it's right in front of me. So like even they say even the hardest puzzles have a solution.
Absolutely.
So don't crack your brain for something small and you realize, like they say, don't cry over spilled milk, it would have been wine. So
Wow. Thank you, Rashidi, for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. It was good hosting you. Stay tuned.